The morning of April 14th, 2018, began like any other for Clara Mendez, the branch manager of Crescent Bay National Bank. She arrived at work at precisely 7:45 a.m., a habit born out of her meticulous nature. By 10 a.m., Clara had disappeared, and so had $300.5 million from the bank's offshore accounts. What initially seemed like an inside job took a far darker turn when investigators realized Clara hadn't simply run away. She had vanished without a trace. Crescent Bay, a small yet affluent coastal city in Florida, was a kind of place where crime usually meant parking violations or the occasional bar fight. Clara had been a respected member of the community for over a decade. Known for her professionalism and warm demeanor, she lived a quiet life with no known enemies, no debts, and no history of crime. On the evening before her disappearance, Clara attended a charity gala at the Crescent Bay Country Club. Witnesses say she seemed distracted, checking her phone frequently. Surveillance footage from the bank's security system showed Clara entering her office the next morning, logging onto her computer, and making a few phone calls. By 9:55 a.m., she was seen walking toward the back exit. She was never seen again. By noon, the bank's corporate headquarters in New York flagged a massive unauthorized wire transfer. It had been executed with Clara's login credentials, diverting $300.5 million to an untraceable offshore account. As investigators scrambled to make sense of the situation, they uncovered something even more chilling. Clara's car was still parked in its usual spot, her purse and phone inside, but Clara herself was gone. The case initially pointed to an inside job. Clara was one of only 3 employees with the authority to process large transactions. However, as detectives delved deeper, inconsistencies emerged. The login credentials used for wire transfer had been input after Clara had already left the bank. Moreover, her phone records indicated that she had called someone minutes before her disappearance, a number belonging to an unknown burner phone. The first major break came when the FBI tracked Clara's last known whereabouts through city surveillance cameras. Footage showed her getting into a black SUV just a block away from the bank. The license plate was registered to a shell company, leading investigators down a rabbit hole of fraudulent corporations, offshore accounts, and anonymous transactions. Clara's husband, Miguel Mendez, was the first to be questioned. Despite his emotional plea for help on national television, detectives found his alibi shaky. He claimed to have been home all morning, but security footage from a gas station miles away showed his car at the pump around the time Clara vanished. Further digging revealed that Miguel had accumulated nearly $500,000 in gambling debts. Just as investigators were closing in on Miguel, another shocking revelation surfaced. Clara had been in contact with an ex-convict named Leo Vargas, a former bank employee with extensive knowledge of financial fraud. When police raided Vargas' apartment, they found multiple passports, stacks of cash, and a burner phone, the same one Clara had called before disappearing. Vargas admitted to knowing Clara, but denied any involvement in the heist. He claimed Clara had been trying to warn him about something, though he wouldn't say what. With no physical evidence linking him to the crime, authorities had to let him go. As the investigation stalled, a shocking discovery was made. A decomposed body found in a swampy area 50 miles outside Crescent Bay. Dental records confirmed it was Clara. The cause of death? A single gunshot wound to the back of the head. Execution style. The FBI now had a murder on their hands. The stolen money had yet to be recovered, and Clara's death complicated everything. Forensic analysis of her clothing found traces of sand, indicating she had been near a beach before she was killed. Investigators focused on Crescent Bay's docks and discovered that a private yacht had left the marina the morning of her disappearance. The yacht belonged to businessman Richard Callaway, a high-profile investor who had extensive dealings with Crescent Bay National Bank. Callaway, a man known for his philanthropic facade, had offshore accounts matching the destinations of the stolen funds. When confronted, he denied any involvement, but financial records proved otherwise. A sting operation was set up, and Callaway's associates were caught trying to launder the stolen money through international transactions. Under pressure, one of his men confessed. Clara had discovered fraudulent activity at the bank and threatened to expose it. Callaway offered her a way out, disappear with a new identity, and share the money. When she refused, she was eliminated. Calloway was arrested and convicted of conspiracy to commit fraud and murder. Miguel Mendez, initially a suspect, was cleared of charges but suffered immense public scrutiny. The stolen money, only a fraction was recovered. Crescent Bay would never be the same. Clara Mendez, once a respected member of the community, became a tragic figure, an honest woman who uncovered too much and paid the ultimate price. Her story served as a chilling reminder of how greed, power, and corruption could turn even the safest places into crime scenes.